I've gotten to the point over these last few months where I can confidently say that I love working hard as hell, and I love working to the point of exhaustion, to the point of failure, if you will. Not failure as in, oh man, I messed up, or this didn't go my way. Time to give up, time to figure something else out to do, time to go back to the old ways. But to the point of like, all right, I've literally put in as much effort as I possibly can for the day. It is time to rest. It's time to go to bed and preparing myself to get after it again tomorrow. And some people might hear me say that and think, ugh, God, gross. I don't want to, why would you want to do that? Like, I love my life of comfort. I got this great schedule. I only have to work 7-8 hours a day, and I'm home by 5 o'clock, and I started skipping the gym, so I have even more time to scroll TikTok and play video games. I'm at the point where I can play almost 4, 5, 6 hours a day, even during the week. It's so nice. It's so awesome. I prayed for times where I would be this comfortable. To each their own, brothers. But I think in the kindest way possible, you're going to, at some point in the future, whether it's a month from now or a year from now, and I pray not this long, but maybe even 5 or 10, 15 years from now, and you're going to realize, wait a minute, this comfort that I so desired was the exact thing that has turned me into a weaker person, a lazier person, somebody who doesn't stick to their words, stick to the things that they say they're going to do. I'm not sitting here saying I've always been this hardworking, driven individual. Majority of my life, I struggled with being pretty damn addicted to video games. As early as, 10, 11, 12 years old. In the moment, I would deny it tooth and nail. And even up until these past few months, like previously mentioned, I would deny it tooth and nail. Like, oh no, I wasn't addicted. It was a phase. It was whatever, this and that. Nah, man, I was addicted. And like during lockdown, I did the math. And over the course of like a 2 or 3 month span, dude, I literally averaged 11 hours on old school RuneScape every single day. And like that was an average, right? So on the low end, we're talking 7-8 hours, but there were plenty of days where I was pulling 12, 13, 14 hour days, sitting on my ass, staring at a screen, just clicking. Occasionally on Call of Duty with the boys back in the day in high school, no real responsibilities. We're getting the schoolwork done. We're showing up to the sports practices, but then that double XP we can drop. Hey man, if you're going to drop a couple 8, 10, 12 hour days with the boys for the weekend because it's double XP, sure, dude, that's fine. The issue arises when it's like there's no special occasion. It's just that's your normal. I'm not saying video games are evil. I'm not saying you can't play them and be super successful in life. That's not the case. There's plenty of people too out there who have used video games as an outlet to provide value, to provide entertainment to others, and have become wealthier than they could have ever imagined. Surely far wealthier than they ever could have dreamed of by working a typical normal 9-to-5 job. And again, nothing wrong with 9-to-5 jobs either. I work a 9-to-5 job right now. But look at people like Nadeshot, right? If you're unfamiliar with Nadeshot, he essentially got his first chance as a professional Call of Duty player being a sub back in 2011. And well, Optic Gaming ended up winning that tournament. They were grand champions of that tournament. As part of being a part of that team, he got a split of $200,000 in prize money, quit his job at McDonald's, and decided it's time to pursue this content creation / professional gaming thing full time. And the road wasn't easy for him. He went through tough times. He went through struggles. There were moments where he also was like, man, I don't know if this is going to work out. But fast forward to today, he's married. He has a kid, maybe even more than one kid at this point. I don't follow him super closely anymore. And he has, not only did he end up being a multiple time champion as a professional Call of Duty player, he now owns his very own. He founded 100 Thieves, a very, very, very successful esports organization. Like, brothers, we can do anything. Understand? We can do anything. However, not many people are going to succeed and make it to that goal. But you can. You literally just have to keep going. And you have to take pride in working hard as fuck at whatever you do. At the end of the day, you control your reality. So if you feel like there is something in your life that is causing unnecessary energy drain, then you got to figure out how to cut that thing out, because clearly you don't want to be doing it. So why would you continue to have to do it? And it's much easier said than done. But at the end of the day, if you feel a certain energy drain from something, or you feel like something is a waste of your time, then go ahead and get rid of that. This is your life. Not only do you have the right, but you have the responsibility to change and shape your life into what you want it to be, so that you are living something every single day that you look forward to and are excited to wake up to. There's a lot of people today that are absolutely miserable and despise like everything about their life. From the moment they wake up to the moment they lay back down, they have something to complain about. They have something they can just gripe on. They have something. They always have something. And you know, when you always have something, when you can always find something to be negative about, you get a 10-15% raise at work and you tell them about it, or they overhear a conversation, like say it's a coworker, and they're like, look at you brown nosing over there, look at you sucking up. It's like, well, I mean, to an extent, yeah, but why call it that? It's okay to massage the egos of those around you, to not only work in your favor, but also to just make sure that everybody is on the same page and everybody is working together in harmony and everything is flowing smoothly. When you can pull negative out of largely positive situations, you have put yourself in a position where you want to see the negative in everything. You want to be negative. You're addicted to your suffering and misery. And you might not think that. You're like, well, no, I would love to get that promotion. I would love to get out of this job. I would love to be able to go after my goals and dreams. Really? Because if you really would like to do that stuff, you would make that time. Check your screen time and get back to me. Because I guarantee there's at least an hour or two. There's at least 30 minutes in there that you can give back to yourself to focus on something that you say that you would love to do if you had the time for it. I guarantee it. And screen time isn't always indicative too, right? Because our phones don't track how long we're staring at TV or staring at a computer or whatever. But I guarantee you, if you just take 5 minutes to do some honest self-reflection on what your average day looks like and what you're truly spending your time on in your free time, you would say, oh, I have no time. But you know, you have 45 minutes before you have to leave the house to go to some appointment or leave for work in the morning. Do you sit there and scroll, or do you read? Do you work on content creation? Do you work on that dream, that passion that's always been there, nagging at you from the depths of your heart? Your heart is burning, but the light is almost gone out because you've been ignoring and pushing away these things that are on it, that are lighting it on fire. You haven't been feeding that fire. That furnace is almost empty. You know, and that just goes back to working hard. A lot of people do say they work hard, and a lot of people truly do work hard. But you can't just work hard. You also have to work smart. You have to work efficiently. If you sit in front of your chemistry notebook for 4 hours, but your phone is constantly in your hand, you know, this every time it buzzes, every time you hear a little ding, you have to pick it up and check. And more often than not, you end up actually opening your phone to check out that notification, check out that message somebody just sent you, check out that tweet that Twitter just recommended to you. You end up spending like 5 to 10 minutes scrolling, and oftentimes too, you'll end up jumping multiple apps. And then all of a sudden, boom, there's 30 minutes gone. And you do that every day for a week, and you're telling everybody that you're studying for this chemistry exam that you got coming up. But then the day comes and the paper's in front of you and you have no idea what anything means. You have no idea. But you're like, wow, I studied for 4 hours for a week straight every day to prepare for this, and I still failed. I still didn't know anything. No, you sat in front of your open notebook for 4 hours. You maybe looked at it for like 2 or 3 hours total. And in those 2 or 3 hours that you were actually looking at it, you had constant distractions going on in your head, so you couldn't even actually focus on said material. No wonder you failed. So we need to work hard, but we also need to work smart and effectively. We need to be efficient with our time. You can get a lot done in 30 minutes, but you need to block out distractions. We need to truly focus on one thing. Everybody, myself included, loves to say like, oh, I'm a great multitasker. Bullshit. The only multitasking I've found that I can actually do on a consistent basis is listen to a podcast or YouTube video while I'm prepping food or doing chores around the house, like cleaning tasks. And even then, most times, oftentimes, at least once or twice throughout each video on YouTube I'm watching, and countless times if I'm listening to a podcast, I'll realize like, what have they been talking about? What are they saying? And then I end up having to rewind because I'm like, well, I want to get the value out of this video. That's the thing too, is like when I click on a video, I make sure I want to watch it. And even if I start it and I get 2-3 minutes in, I'm like, okay, where's this going? What are we doing here? I'm like, I committed. I'm sticking this out. We have to really work at expanding out our attention spans once again, because they have been tactically shrinking them. You think I'm lying? When you're on TikTok or on Instagram Reels or wherever you like to consume the brain rot. And hey man, I still do it too. I've been giving myself a little bit more of a leash as I've realized, like, you know, hey, I am very disciplined and I can tell myself, okay, you've been scrolling for 5-10 minutes, time to get off, get back to work. Anyways though, I get it though, but wherever you consume the brain rot, how long on average would you say you give a video a chance before you're scrolling? It's probably not that long, right? Like if you're not immediately intrigued by a video, you're probably swiping out after a second or two. Watch your friends scroll. I guarantee they're swiping on average every 2 to 3 seconds. And you might not think that's a big deal, right? Like, oh, I'm just relaxing, I'm just spending time on TikTok. But fries your brain, man. Work harder, work smarter, work more efficiently, more effectively, and claim your attention span back. Work on lengthening that thing. Because it is imperative that you can focus on one thing for long periods of time. And when I say long periods of time, again, I'm not talking like you have to sit there for 6 hours and just study. No, if you can sit down for 30 minutes and really focus on studying for something and do that a couple times a day for a week or two leading up to a quiz or exam, bro, you're gonna ace that shit every time. Leave the phone in the other room or silence it, turn it off, turn the TV off, throw the remote away, you know, lock the door, whatever you need to do. Whatever you need to do, put on lo-fi fruits beats from Spotify to focus up and relax a little bit. Whatever you need to do. And focus, because we need to be proud of our ability to work hard and effectively for long periods of time without any distractions. So that's what I got for today, guys. I truly appreciate you checking this one out. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.